What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Minecraft Chill Nights here on DSPGaming. It is time for our chill Minecraft stream of the week. And this week, a couple things have happened, all right, that we kind of need to talk about. Number one, my camera's different. You may notice I look completely different in my positioning. That's because the camera was stretched back. It now faces me more forward, so it looks more of a natural position. In reality, I changed the camera because I was driving in a driving sim game and you couldn't see my wheel. So I adjusted the camera so the wheel's on camera now, and I realized this camera angle's better for everything. So you're gonna notice just right away it looks a lot different. I actually think it works better with the background removal setup too. As you can see, like it looked pretty good, right? You didn't know like disturbances or anything around me, which is good. So we'll see how that goes, number one. Number two, there was a major Minecraft update today. They upgraded to a new version. However, I was strongly warned not to play that version of the game because sadly, these mods usually are not immediately updated. That probably in time, all of these mods will be updated to work with that version of Minecraft, but that if I had done that, oops, what might happen is all the mods will break and then the whole thing will crash and not work. So rather than lose all of these mods that we worked to get working over the past several, months, I said, let's just leave it as is. We will keep booting the older version of Minecraft for now to enjoy all these things and changes that we instituted. So if you're wondering, gee, why is Phil not on the latest version of Minecraft that has this update or this change? That's why, okay? So a couple things. Last time around, we spent a lot of the time doing some cool stuff like building an enchanting table, having a little grove of trees from other biomes start to grow outside, and make a little patch of flowers from other biomes too, right? We also started growing melons out there, which is pretty cool. And what we were discussing was that we probably should make separate pens for all of the animals because it's starting to become very annoying where I want to do something with one kind of animal, but then all the others get worked up and they run out of the pen or they interact in the wrong ways that I'm not wanting. So I think what I will likely do is make individual pens for cows, chickens, sheep, pigs, and horses. 5 pens to separate all of the different animals away from each other. I think that would make a lot more sense. We might do that tonight, okay? However, I was actually made aware of something that I didn't know. I want to show you guys something, okay? With the mods that I have installed, there is actually a new table in this mod that I'm being told would be insanely useful. Let me find it and show you what I'm talking about. Not there, that's actually new furniture, which is actually kind of cool. Maybe eventually I'll make some of that. Look, there's a sink and everything there. That's pretty cool. We're getting closer. It's a table of some sort, one of these crafting tables. So there's the enchanting table, okay? Apparently here, somewhere, I have a de-enchanting table, but I'm looking for it. I don't know what it looks like. Oh, calibrated skulk sensor. Oh, crap, that's for the new biome, isn't it? Does anyone know what the de-enchantment table looks like? Because it is a mod item, and I'm not seeing it right now, but I was told that I have a de-enchantment table that I can craft, and that if I craft it, what it does, just listen to this, it takes the enchantment off of an item and puts it into a book. So now you can apply that enchantment onto a whole new item, which I was like, wait a minute, I have all these items with enchantments that I could apply to other items that would be better. That would be amazing. Does it look like, Papa says it looks like a grinding wheel. Oh, that's not what I was expecting at all. I thought it would look like a table. A grinding wheel. Look at all those candles. Those are cool. I might make some candles eventually for my house. Macaw's Lights and Lamps mod. Made that. That's just a standard, wait a minute. Nope, Iron Bridge support. Oh, I can have a television remote. That's cool. I don't see it. I was to understand that I do have it. I actually don't see it, right? Can I just type in D? No. I don't know what it's called formally. What's it called? It looks like an R2-D2 droid with legs. What is the formal name of it? So I can look it up here. What is this? Its actual name. I don't see it. Maple boat with chest. That's weird. A boat with a built-in chest. I mean, that's useful, but that's also weird. It's called the grindstone. I don't have it. Oh, I thought I had it. I guess I don't have it. No, I don't have it. I thought I did, but I guess I don't have that mod, or the mod's not working. Well, never mind then, because I actually wanted to do that tonight. I was thinking that'd be very useful to readjust everything, but I guess not. I guess I don't have it. That sucks. Unless it's not in this menu. It's called Gold Grind. You don't have to disenchant. Don't make the streamer go on a rant. Oh, Gold Grind. Oh, Goldie, 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 Goldie Grind. Oh, now you got me back into this stuff. Stop that right now. How dare you? That was over a year ago. That was absolutely ridiculous. How dare you? Okay. So some people are calling it a grindstone. No, yeah, it's not grindstone. Grindstone is apparently from vanilla Minecraft. What happened a year ago? I played Baldur's Gate 3 and I lost my mind. That's what happened. That's what that meme is from. Yeah, I don't know. So what is it called? It's not the grindstone. What if I just type table? Hill, pale, cartography, crafting. No, I don't have. I must not have it. I must not have the mod. Yeah. I thought I did. I was told I did, but I don't have it, I guess. Unless someone can figure it out. I think what they were saying it was 5 obsidian and then like a lapis lazuli and something in the middle. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, because someone sent this to me. Because I totally would love it to use it. Yeah. There it is, but I don't think I have it. So I need 4 obsidian, 2 diamond, and a lapis lazuli. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I don't think it's gonna work, for the record, but let's give it a shot anyway. Oh, that was just genius. I immediately hit the wrong button. Like, not even close. Immediately hit the wrong button and close it and embarrass myself. Okay. I have shout outs to do and I will, but I'm a little focused right now. Oh, it's raining! It's raining! Alright, hold on. Okay. And then... No, wait. That's wrong. It does. There it is. The de-enchanting table. I'm going to get it. All right. I have it. I have the de-enchanting table. And I was actually told you do not need bookcases. It just works. So I'll put it like, I don't know, over here in the corner, the de-enchanting table. And then we're going to go fishing. So yeah, this is supposed to disenchant stuff. Okay. So now let me think. I'm scatterbrained right now because I got a lot going on in my head. All right. Let me think about what I want to do. I want to unload my inventory quickly. I want to run, grab my pole. I want to fish. I need to do shout outs. Let's do shout outs now before they get too far in. So Jason White did a second super chat. Thank you, Jason. He repeated the same thing, so I'm just going to ignore what he said. But thank you, Jason, for the support. Okay. And then Luke did a $2 super chat. If you break glass, it's gone. You're right. You cannot break down glass and keep it. So anything with glass, if I break it, it's gone for good. That is correct. Thank you for the reminder. I got a $1.29 tip. If I won't review cologne, will I review undershirts that are longer than my button-up shirts? Yes. I will have an entire show based around undershirts that are longer than overshirts. It's going to be a really groundbreaking show. No one's ever dared to do something like that before. Okay. Very nice. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get some stuff away here. Okay, let's go fishing. Of course, it's night, which sucks, because it means there's going to be monsters. So I have to run fast. And get to my dock quickly and not get mobbed by monsters. We did it. I think we're good. I did see a creeper over there, but that's okay. All right, here we are. Damn, it is pouring rain, actually. All right, so now we can fish. All right, so while we fish, all right, while we fish, there was a question from Darkside Dabbing before I even started playing Minecraft tonight, and I want to address it. Oh, by the way, I found out about the fishing mod. The fishing mod that I have installed for the Sea of Thieves fish only works in the tropical areas of the map. So when we find a tropical area, we may actually want to get fishing, like a fishing area set up that's protected and safe. And in addition to that, we need to get bait. If you dig in the ground now, you'll get worms and bait that you can use for this mod. So if we ever find a tropical area, we'll note it, and then we're going to try that mod later on. Okay, it doesn't work here, so. All right, so while we're fishing. Oh, and by the way, there's a wager. Will I catch a name tag while fishing right now? We're about to find out. People are wagering their channel points on Kick right now for it. All right. Also, Jason did a $2 super chat saying, if you sleep in bed, it makes it daytime, old man. He's calling me an old man. Well, thank you for that. I'm aware of that, but the thing is, I'm fishing in the rain because the rain increases the speed of the bites. So you don't have to sit around waiting all day for a bite. So fishing in the rain is the best time to fish in Minecraft. If I sleep, I literally would skip the rain, which is stupid. Like, that would be really dumb. I want to fish in the rain. So that's why I did not sleep, okay? There you go. I received 2 gifted subs over on Kick from Joggin Moose. Thank you to Joggin Moose for some Kick support tonight. Thank you so much. That's $10 of support. I appreciate that. Now we're up to what, 26? 29. Thank you guys. $29 of support and climbing. Thank you so much for the head start here. Can we get some more? Because we have been very slow on the Kick side with support this week so far. It would be great to get some great sub support tonight for Minecraft Chill. All right. So now the question you're all waiting for the answer for. Actually, no. I know Darkside Dabbing it. So here's the deal. Darkside Dabbing asked me a question. Darkside Dabbing asked me, do I think that he is a troll? Or do I still think that he is a troll? But the only way to answer that question is to explain the situation, because most of you have no idea who Darkside Dabbing is, nor would you understand why he would even ask me that question, okay? So allow me to explain. As you all know, last year, I did a big crossover thing with the Kino Casino. We went on each other's content several times. We did some crossover gameplay a couple of times. We talked about each other on each side in a very positive manner. Now, overall, we all kind of knew what was really going on there. I don't think that either side actually really liked the other side that much, okay? But we realized that doing this crossover event was profitable. It was something different, right? Normally, I wouldn't work with people who would be considered my detractors. Normally, they wouldn't work with people who they would consider lolcows to make fun of, even though they're lolcows themselves and they know that, right? So during this arc of, what was it, like 8 months, okay, that I was working with them and doing stuff with them, a lot of their viewership came over and started watching me in a very positive light, you know, because the casino was always talking positively about me. It meant that their viewers thought of me in a positive way. And I think some of the viewers got the joke and some didn't. But either way, a lot of people came over and started watching my stuff. And then I started streaming on Kick back in, what was it, October? And, you know, when I started streaming on Kick, I didn't know how it was going to go. I was co-streaming. It was the first time I had ever done that, and there's tech stuff to do and things that I had to work out and stuff like that, right? And so, basically, I enjoyed streaming on Kick because it wasn't really much extra work. I just had to read 2 chats at the same time. However, I definitely needed people to help me moderate on Kick, because Kick is like the Wild West, right? I didn't have stuff set up for moderation or anything. I didn't really want to have too many bots running in the chat to make it too overly moderated. I wanted people to feel like they could say more. Maybe this, like, Kick is the risque place to watch me stream, where you can say and do things you couldn't really do on YouTube, okay? So that's how we treated it. And while that was happening, a whole bunch of people who were fans of Kino Casino became moderators. They all volunteered to be moderators for me during that time period, okay? Now, this entire time that this was going down, I always knew from day one I was not going to be cool with Kino Casino. I didn't know if it was going to be me turning on them or them turning on me or a mutual thing. I just knew it wasn't going to last. So I kind of knew I was working on bided time, but I wanted to make the best of it. All right. And I feel like I did. I feel like we did great content for the few months that we were doing shit together. It all worked out fine. They've gotten what they wanted out of it, right? They've now done 1 million specials on me. They had guests. They made tons of money as a result. I got what I wanted out of it. I made a ton of money. I'm actually doing much better now than I was before I ever worked with them. I mean, just take a look at my setup and everything, right? It was basically all a means to an end, and I think both sides have come out on top since then. So, honestly, it's all good. I really don't give two shits. I know they'll continue to talk shit about me forever. As you know, I don't really give a shit. I have a million other people who talk shit about me every day. They certainly won't be the worst ones, so I don't really care. And to me, it's all water under the bridge, all right? However, when there was the falling out, okay, and basically it all came to an end, I didn't know what was going to happen with these people now who were on my Kick chat every day, some of them moderators now, who were actually big-time fans of the casino. Like, for example, I know for a fact Darkside Dabbing, it's not his real name, all right? He's a fan of the casino. He ended up watching me and wanting to moderate for me because he wanted to kind of help out with all of that, okay? Now, what ended up happening was, initially, when there was the falling out, what was it, a little over 2 months ago, something like that, the casino did like a whole week, 2 weeks of content based around me on and off. They had guests on and everything. And basically what happened was there was a few nights where things got really out of hand, where the viewers from there would come over here to the chat and go crazy, and the chat would be all negativity and stuff like that. So I knew that was going to happen as a result. I always knew it, but I also knew that it would die down and it would end, which it has, right? But what ended up happening was, initially, that first night, I remember it was a Friday night, here I am, I was trying to play fighting games. I was trying to play retro fighting games against really good players from my past. You know, people who, back in the day, I'd played Street Fighter with in real life in arcades and tournaments. So it's really tough. I can't be moderating chat, all right, when I'm actually playing Street Fighter. There's no way. So this night, I don't know if it actually was Kino Casino or if it was just the viewers or whatever. A whole bunch of people came into the chat and just started trolling, hardcore troll. This wasn't like a couple people. This was like 50 to 100 people came in out of nowhere, spamming the chat with toxic stuff. Okay, so obviously, I can't allow that to happen. We got to try to moderate it, right? Now, here's the weird thing. I had moderators that night. 100%. I had moderators that night sitting in chat, and then all of a sudden, as if on cue, when these raiders came in to make the chat toxic, all the moderators disappeared. Where did they go? Where are they? And then after like a half an hour of it happening, they all left, and then the moderators returned. Then all of a sudden, they came back in, and the moderators disappeared again. I think you see the pattern here. This was a orchestrated thing, a calculated thing, where the casino wanted to, or the fans of the casino, I can't 100% blame them because I don't know. I'm not watching their content. I'm doing my own stream, right? This was all meant purposefully to try to make my stream suffer that night. Let's troll Phil tonight. Let's make him be pissed off tonight when he's trying to play fighting games. Let's distract him, and let's just fuck his stream up, right? So Darkside Dabbing, you were one of the moderators here that night. All right. So let me ask, since we're fishing, let me ask Darkside Dabbing a series of questions. All right. He's here. Question number 1 to Darkside Dabbing. Are you not a big fan of Kino Casino who then started attending my streams and wanted to moderate as a result of that collaboration? Is that a fair statement to make? You're not just someone who just showed up randomly. You actually were a fan of them and then you became a fan of me. Is that a correct statement? Let's see. You can tag me in the chat to answer so I know that you're speaking to me. And I don't mean real fan. I mean that you were watching the content, you volunteered to moderate. It wasn't like you were just someone off the street who ran into me randomly online and said, oh, I like Phil. It's because of the casino collaboration. Correct? Is that a correct statement? He says, I got a pair of boots. He says that he didn't know about the casino until I collabed with them. I came to your kick from YouTube, but when you guys collabed, I did check out their content. Well, I didn't know that. I've been told otherwise. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I've been told otherwise. Okay, so just so you know, the actions that I took that night were a direct result of evidence presented to me, not just me acting harshly or because I was angry, but because people, contacted me and said, hey, look, this is going on, and here's, what's happening. And, this guy, it's not just you, it's others as well. All right. But that basically, what was shown to me is that most of the mods at that time that I had on the channel were casino fans, and now they were going to start acting badly against me because the casino collab had broken off, and it had broken off badly, right? And because of that, now there's going to be, oh, I'm here to mod, and then you just sit back and don't do nothing, right? Oh, I'm not here. What are you talking about, Kind of like leaning back in the lawn chair and saying I'm not going to take any action when there's a fight going on in the street or something like that, right? By the way, I just got Smite 4 and Piercing 3. So that might be a really good book for a weapon, right? I think. Shit. Oh, no, I got the fish. Okay. So anyway, what I saw happening that night literally was Dark Side Dabbing, and not just Dark Side Dabbing, but a couple other moderators were not moderating. They were in the chat. You could see them there. But then they would sit back and do nothing when all these trolls, I mean, we're not talking it was easily missable. We're talking 50 to 100 assholes were coming into the chat spamming, okay? So that day, a bunch of people got demodded or banned. I had to look for a couple new mods, which I did get in there. And essentially, that's what happened that night, okay? So Darkside Dabbing is responding. He says, while I was modding for you, I was watching blank content. I don't know what that means, because block. That is true. I don't feel I ever went out of my way to deliberately hurt you on behalf of trolling for Kino. That doesn't do much for me. Well, I'm not saying you trolled me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you were a moderator for me, and you actively chose not to mod when you knew that moderation action needed to take place. That's an act of protest, is what it is. You're basically saying, oh, well, fuck Phil, because he screwed the casino, or he treated them badly, so I'm going to fuck him over by not moderating now, okay? So I hope you understand that's the perspective I had. That's the evidence that was presented to me, because I'm going to tell you right now, conversations were shown of certain people, including my moderation staff, that were talking about this and everything. So I know all about it, all right? I know all about it. You pretend as much as you want. I know all about it, okay? So we all put up fronts and put on masks and lie publicly. I know the real story about what really happened that night, okay? Fair enough? All right, now, do I actually think that Darkside Dabbing is a troll? No, I don't. Not at all. I think that Darkside Dabbing is a fan of Kino Casino who does like to laugh at me, but at the same time doesn't harbor any ill will towards me. I don't think that Darkside Dabbing wants to see my business fail. I don't think that Darkside Dabbing wants my family to be hurt. You know what I mean? Now, if I do something stupid, he wants to laugh at me and make fun of me just like everybody else, okay? And here's the truth. I don't mind that at all. I put myself on the internet publicly every single day. That's my choice, okay? So if people watch me and publicly make fun of me or whatever, that's because I put myself on the internet to be a subject of ridicule, right? That's all well and good, okay? But the truth is that there are people who actively are out there right now who are seeking to harm me, my business, my family, my reputation, all of that stuff, okay? So for me, I can't have people who are like towing the line of, oh, if I feel like moderating tonight and helping, I will, but I'm in a bad mood now because Phil, said something or did something, so I'm not going to. So I can't have mods like that, you understand? There's people who modded for me who I trusted and kind of betrayed that trust, and I can't have them mod again. So with a guy like Darkside Dabbing, I don't mind him being in chat. He's welcome here. I'm also aware that a lot of the times he's referencing detractor memes. Why? Because I know he watches detractor content, and I know he watches the casino. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I really don't. Watch what you want. As long as you don't take that toxicity into my content, then I don't give a shit. Okay? I just hope that that air is clear. I am not here. I'm a creator. I'm a streamer. I'm not here to police you in your life. If you like the casino, if you like my detractors, whatever, go watch them. I don't give a shit. Just don't bring that to my streams. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that baggage. Bane of Arthropods 4 book, okay? So as long as you don't, you're welcome here. And I'm aware there's a lot of people that they sit here, they reference the detractor memes, and they do all that stuff. Whatever. As long as you're not inundating the chat, if you're making it, as long as you're being a part of the fun and you're not making it so that people who don't want to participate in that now don't feel welcome, or like it's a good old boys club where only people who make fun of Phil are welcome here. You know what I'm saying? That's not allowed. I want everyone to come here and feel like they can hang out and chill with me and have a good time with my content. That's the purpose. Like right now in our real world, we've got some serious crap going on. We've got stuff across the globe that's breaking out, protests and military actions. People that come to the DSP gaming stream, they want to unwind and not to be stressed out. And if they're coming here to unwind and stress out, and the entire chat is a bunch of people just talking shit about me, they can't do that. They're like, oh man, now I'm stressed out again. I'm equally stressed out. I just wanted to hang out with Phil, and now we can't even have a good time because of that. You understand? So I don't care what you watch. I don't care who you like. Just please don't bring it to my content. You understand? That's it. So, and that's the thing, like, a lot of people think, oh, Phil categorizes everyone into the troll category. No, I don't. No. Trolls, in my opinion, there's two kinds of trolls, real trolls. Number one, trolls are people who are malicious and want to hurt you just because they can, okay? Not because it actively has like, oh, this is something I'm doing to campaign to make someone get better or change their content or you know, be a better person. It's, I just want to elicit pain in someone and get away with it. That's a troll. Okay? Someone who just watches my stuff and makes fun, that's not even trolling in my opinion. I don't even think that, okay? Now, the other kind of trolls are professional. The fuck? How is this possible? This has never happened before. Anyway, as I was saying... Oh, that's right, spiders can climb. Okay. As I was saying... Hopefully it doesn't happen again. The other kind of trolls that are out there... Oh, the rain ran out. Son of a bitch. Okay. Now, the other situation, another spider. This is what happened, sadly, when I tried to fish when it was already night. It was bound to happen. The creatures were already going to spawn. And that's what happened. They all spawned here, and now it's a big mess. All right, let's unload and see what I got. Ooh, I got some interesting stuff, actually. I got 2 new enchantment books, so those are going to be good. Okay, now, the other kind of trolls, all right, that are out there are actually the professional trolls. What do I mean by that? These are people who literally are trying to make a living, and in some cases do, by riding on my coattails in a very toxic way. They don't care what they say and do to get over. They don't care that they're outright lying and maliciously twisting things for drama purposes. It gets them clickbait views, so they don't give a shit. They'll say things like, Phil said that the CEO of a company should be thrown into the street and shot, when literally I never said that. Not once did those words come out of my mouth, but they'll actually say it in a video, publish it on YouTube, and act like that's okay. It's not. That's actual slander, defamation, whatever you want to consider it. That I can take legal action against that person, sue them, win, have their channel taken down, and take all of the profits away from them that they made on their channel. Just on that one video is enough. Okay? But you guys know me. I'm not someone who's going to be taking legal action against anyone. I'm just a normal guy who plays games and has fun. All right? That's what it's all about for me. So I let it slide, and then people think that, you know, because I'm a nice guy, because I don't take that action, because I don't want to cause a frivolous, endless loop of suing and nonsense, okay? That's going to be painful for everyone associated with YouTube in general, because I don't want to do that. All of a sudden, it's open season on Phil. So now we can say and do whatever we want. We can literally lie. We can take everything out of context. Here, let's take the one moment from Doom where Phil wasn't playing it like Doom because you're not supposed to, because it's a room full of explosive barrels, and say that's how he played the whole game and he sucks at Doom. Oh, let's take this out of context. Let's do that. And these people have not only made a ridiculous amount of money on my back, lying about me and saying these awful things, but also they've gotten tons of internet clout, popularity, likes, clicks, retweets on all their content. Okay? It's completely illegal. 100%. And it could be ended in a moment's notice, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a frivolous lawsuit guy. I don't have the time and money to really be dealing with that. Okay? I just don't. I'd much rather sit here and make positive content for you guys. All right? So that's another kind of troll. So either someone who outright wants to hurt someone just because they can get away with it and somehow they get some kind of feeling of confirmation of existence and positivity because they hurt someone and they got away with it, or someone who actually does it for personal financial gain, hoping to actually make a buck lying about someone. Those are trolls. That's who I consider my trolls, not someone who watches Casino or someone else making fun of me and like, I don't care about that. Do it all day. I don't give a shit. You know, I literally have not seen a single piece of Kino Casino or any detractor content in many, many months. I don't care. I don't pay any attention to it. It's only when you guys bring it up on my streams that I know anything about it whatsoever. It's the only time, literally. And even when people, hey, Phil, did you hear about this? I don't care. I don't want to know about it. I got my own shit, my own life I'm dealing with. I don't need to deal with their bullshit, what they're saying or doing. I don't care. Leave me alone. All right? And it's working. If you haven't noticed, take a look. Here we are. It's June of 2025. The arc is long gone, and I'm still doing good. I still got people coming, hanging out, engaging. I got people coming, supporting. We're hitting goals. Things are good right now. Better than before, way better than ever. So I'm good. So you don't have to worry. Dark Side Dabbing and others who like to watch me, ironic watchers or whatever, I don't care. However, if you do come in here and you LARP, and what I mean by that is you're coming in here acting like you actually want to watch, but you're waiting there in the wings just so you can just all of a sudden say something fucked up and disgusting and insulting. You're a LARPer. And LARPer, yeah, you're not going to be here long. If I notice it, you're going to be out of here. Okay? So just laying down the law here. All right? Cool. Dark Side Dabbing says, when I'm in the chat, I'm here for the chill vibes, whether ironically or not. You know, that's the thing. I get the feeling there are people who maybe don't necessarily, they're not in love with me and the things that I've done, but they still have a good time on the streams. They want to be part of something that's funny and entertaining. You get something out of it. Why else would you be here? Right? I'm okay with that. I don't have to be your favorite streamer. Really, I don't have to be. I'm cool with us just chilling and having interactive nights that are, you know, a good time for every once in a while. Okay. All right. So now that that's all been said and done, we got a bunch of shout outs to do, and then we can figure out what we're doing next. Because I legit don't know. I think what we're going to do is probably build new pens for our creatures outside. Okay. Let's see here. So this Jason guy is continuously supporting me with super chats, and they're negative. So I'm just ignoring them, and I'm saying thanks. So thanks, Jason did a $5 super chat and a $2 super chat. Thanks, Jason. Really appreciate those. All righty then. That's 7, so that's up to 36. Thank you for that. Got a few small tips here. Hopefully they're legit and not a bunch of trolls, but we'll find out. Someone tipped me $2, says, was the king snake thing not true? I have told you the truth about everything. Nothing has changed. Everyone who can't handle the truth has tried to spin a new narrative because they can't handle the fact that I was the smartest person in the entire situation the entire fucking time. I got exactly what I wanted out of it. I knew what was going to happen as a result. I knew it wouldn't affect me negatively. I didn't give a shit. And I played it perfectly. But you don't have to believe it. It's fine if you don't. It still doesn't change the fact that it happened and it was true. So go for it and believe whatever you want. Okay. Ava Cowboy fan, thank you for the $1 tip. Yes, I did see your video. and I kind of understand the situation. I don't even understand what the bad thing about the situation was to begin with. It just seemed like a lot of people trying to get other people in trouble for drama purposes. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not really a drama guy and I don't give a shit. I literally ignored it for many days, so I don't really care about the situation. I think we're good. Someone tipped me $2 says, hey, did any professional detractors give you a present for Father's Day? Of course not. I mean, God forbid, think of it this way. If I don't make content, they don't eat. No, really. If I don't make content, they don't eat. So I am their dad. I'm their provider. I am literally the provider for every professional detractor out there. I'm the only reason that there's food on their table on any given day. If I ceased to exist, so would they. But do I get anything? No. You should have sent me a Rolex. You should have got me a nice fucking sweater or something, you know? But no, I get nothing. These people are ungrateful little shits. Okay. I know. Ava Cowboy Fan is a case in point here. They tipped another buck, and they said that's basically what was happening to me. Yeah, so Ava Cowboy Fan, I guess, had been watching someone else who I guess at one point had made fun of me or was making fun of me. And someone caught them over there and was like, oh, see, Ava Cowboy Fan is your detractor and blah, blah, blah. I'm not 5. I think I need to make this clear. I'm not a 5-year-old. I don't care about drama. I don't care about nonsense. I don't care about any of this. You can all be on each other's streams, arguing with each other, acting fools. I don't care. As long as you don't bring it to my stream, I don't give a shit. Okay? Cool. Mozzie did a $2 super chat and says, can I get a shout out? Yes, Mozzie. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that. I think we're up to 44 now because I didn't add that dollar from Ava Cowboy Fan. And then Princess Luna did a $5 super chat and says, hey, this helps towards your goal tonight. Hope the stream goes well, King. Thank you, Princess Luna. Appreciate that. Good to see you here tonight. So we're about a third of the way to the goal right now. Thank you guys for that. Appreciate that. Okay. So what do we want to do tonight? Like I said, I think one of the things that's bothering me, let me unload the stuff that I just got. Let's unload these crafting or enchanting books. Let's unload some of these items that I just got. Okay. Random items go up here. And, oh, I still had more. I had more fish I didn't. Oops. Oh, shit. I had more fish I didn't realize I had. So let's put that over here. And then we're sorted. We are sorted now. Okay, good. Beaver's brother did a $2 super chat. He says, problem is fans on Kick hate seeing support. No. I will say this. There are definitely, I call them the LARPers. Those are the people who, they act like they're viewers and fans. They're not. They literally sit here just to make fun of me, and they hope that I fail. And when I succeed, they can't stand it. Case in point, earlier today, I was playing a new game, Onimusha 2 Remastered. We hit 2 support goals, which basically leapfrogged us ahead, qualified, and we did DSP tries it. Those people were fucking crying and seething and coping. And they were so upset that I got support on my first stream. They couldn't handle it. They started making fun of everyone who supported. They started making excuses for everything. It's like, no, don't you get it, dummies? If people didn't like me at all, they would not support me. Get it? If I was the most hated person on the internet, I wouldn't get the levels of support that I get. I get it because people legit like me and see through the nonsense. Get it? So all of your hatred, all of your anger, your jealousy, your rage at me being successful, it's all a waste of your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, none of it makes any sense that you would even do it because I'm still here and I'm still successful in spite of you and all of your angst. So those people, I know, they don't support me, and they basically just take up space. What they don't realize, don't tell them this. You ready for this? I got a little secret. I got a secret to tell everyone. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second. This is going to look weird because the lighting is off. All right, but I got a secret. You ready? So what is the best kept secret of me and the trolls that are on my Kick chat. Are you ready for this? Here's the best kept secret. I get paid for them to be there because I'm in the Kick Partner program. And I get paid for every moron who sits in that chat and trolls me. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Anyway. Okay, we got more. Wow, we got so much going on tonight. We got all these shout outs to do. I'm barely playing Minecraft, but okay. Hello Voltage did a $2 super chat and says, thanks for the money, you goofy ass trolls. There you go. Thank you, Hello Voltage. And by the way, did I put Beaver's brother? I did put that one up there on the leaderboard, but I didn't put Hello Voltage yet. So now we're at 53. Joggin Muse did a $10 super chat. That's actually now the biggest super chat of the night. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. And they said, Phil, would you ever consider doing a playthrough of Hollow Knight, Metroidvania Souls-like? It would be good. I tried it before. It was actually, if I remember correctly, it was during a Halloween marathon many years ago. Personally, I was enjoying the game, but we never went back to it. And there's a good reason. Sadly, Metroidvanias don't work for some reason in my content. Don't ask me why, because I like them. I find them entertaining and fun. Maybe it's because most of them look like pixel graphics. I mean, I'm playing Minecraft saying that, but I think it's a different case where, those retro-style games. Take a look. Last night at Cast and Chill. Oh, it's a fishing game, and we like fishing games, but not this one because it looks like pixels. You see? That could be it. I don't know. I've tried many of them. I tried Ori and the Blind Forest and everything. The only time that I ever played, I'm looking for wood right now because I'm going to try to make fencing because I want to be able to do, I want to be able to, like I said, make actual separate areas for all of my animals. It looks like I got to go chop down a lot of wood. I don't have any. Damn, I got to go chop wood. I guess that's what we're going to be doing for a while tonight. Oh, I don't even have axes? Well, not really. I got like 3. I guess I should make a few stone axes while we're at it. But yeah, literally the only time that I've in my 17-year history that I played a Metroidvania style game and it actually worked was Metroid Dread. And I think the reason it worked is because it was a hot game at the time. It was a first-party Nintendo title. A lot of people had heard it was difficult. They wanted to see me try to, persevere through it or whatever, which I did. I played it, and I actually really liked it. Was it tough? Yeah, it actually was a really tough game. But I actually had a great time with it. So. All right, I'm actually going to go get some wood. Okay. This way. So, yeah, that's why I never went back and played Hollow Knight, even though originally some people wanted to see Hollow Knight. It didn't really work out. Like, it never happened. So if anyone ever wanted to see Hollow Knight, I wouldn't be against it. Here's the problem that I feel the problem is. Hollow Knight is a mix of Metroidvania and Dark Souls, right? It's actually a pretty challenging game. We all can agree there, right? Here's the problem with that. There's just too fucking many Soulsborns now. This is not 5 years ago. Now, there's literally a new Soulsborne game released every fucking week. All these companies are so unoriginal, and they had no ideas for themselves, so they all copied, and now there's just so many that they're not fun anymore, in my opinion. Like, if I'm going to play a Soulsborne, I'm going to play the original and best. I'm going to play something that's actually from FromSoft. But outside of that, I don't want to play 5 million knockoff Soulsborns, and quite frankly, they just don't even do that well. There's a few exceptions, like Lies of P did well, but did you notice that now I'm playing the DLC, it's not doing so well? I don't know if you noticed that. The DLC is just not doing that well. We're actually having a tough time getting people to show up and actually hit goals. I think people are just tired of Lies of P because it's another Soulsborne. So I think the situation is changing. Like, if there's a real Soulsborne like Elden Ring, then that works. But all these other companies making them, you know what I mean? So the way I see it, I'm not against trying Hollow Knight. I just don't think that it would work. I would probably get people for 1 or 2 streams, and then they would complain, oh, it's a Metroidvania. Oh, it's a Soulsborne. And then they're not going to want it. So I'm down for that if anyone ever wants it, if we have time for it. But I know that Silk Song supposedly is coming out later this year, and that's the sequel. I don't know if there's going to be elements in Silk Song that you had to play the first to understand. I'm sure I could still learn it anyway. Maybe that's a jumping in point, because at least at that point, it's something new, as opposed to Hollow Knight. It's been out for many, many years. I don't know how many people would care about me playing that now, but maybe Silk Song could be a different story, right? So maybe we should explore it then. I'm not against playing Hollow Knight. I just didn't think it would ever work. So I'm chopping down these trees, but I'm going to replant them in a sec, so no worries. I got enough saplings to easily repopulate these guys. Playing Parks did a $5.55 super chat. Keep up the good vibes. Congrats on your long YouTube adventure. It's a difficult world out there. Play games and have fun. Yeah, I agree with you, man. That's what it's all about. That's all it's ever been about. Me just sharing honest vibes with games and a fun audience and having a good time. And, you know, the fact that I ever was able to make a living doing it was just a bonus icing on the cake that wasn't ever planned. You know what I mean? Like, I never planned to make a living doing this. And now here I am, 15 years later, I've been doing it for a living full time. I mean, before that, I did it as a hobby. But I've been doing it for a job now for 15 years. Pretty crazy to think about. And, oh, my fir tree grew. Holy moly, did the fir tree grow. It's huge. Look at that sucker. Damn, that's big. That's a really cool tree. All right, so we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I replant here? Well, that one's still there. 8, 9. We'll do like 10 here. There you go. Okay. Are you guys still LARPing? Are you guys still, they're still LARPing. People are actually complaining. I'm not kidding you. People are complaining again in the kick chat. What a big coinky dink, right? That I just honestly talked about stuff with the audience. I opened up, I vented a little. We talked honestly about stuff. They don't like that because they can't believe that anything that I say that's not like toxic or stupid would ever be true. So the fact that I just gave an honest answer and Dark Side Dabbing was happy with the answer, they don't, oh no, they can't handle that. No, that, how could Phil have like a actually like well-tempered answer to anything? That's unacceptable. Oh, so what they'll do, of course, they'll now go to their idols, you know, again, the professional trolls, and they'll say, hey, did you hear that DSP answered Dark Side Dabbing tonight? And it was a big answer. What you should do is edit that down and just make it sound like something that he didn't say, so he looks like an asshole. And then they'll go do that, because that's what they do. And again, that's how they make a living, right? How do I do all? I don't remember how to do all. I'm just making wood now, so I can make the fence. There we go. That should be enough, I think, for a fence, right? Now we just gotta find the fence. I need a whole lot of fencing and a few gates, but I gotta find the fencing. Where the hell is it? Why am I not seeing it? There's the gate. Where's the fence? How did I miss it? Am I blind? I must be. I'm trying to do this and I have thoughts in my head. I got things popping up. I'm all distracted. Oh, that's exactly right. Wrigley says, people on Kick were hoping you would crash out and get mad, but now the uppy trolls are going to spin it anyway and laugh amongst themselves and say that you did anyway, even though you didn't. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's just life. That's what I deal with. Yeah, every day that I put myself on the internet, I got to understand that I'm under the microscope from these people who are just looking to make a buck. And, you know, it is what it is. I need more sticks. Shit. I got to go grab more sticks. I get out of here. Oh, I got to sleep. Let me sleep. So Playing Parks, thanks for the super chat. And then Joggin Muse did another $5 super chat and says, Silk Song would be great to see, even if it's just for a stream. I think Silk Song we will try. I think I'll give it a try. And we'll see if it works. I don't know if it will, you know? Dark Side Dabbing, I guess he thinks that I don't believe him. I mean, the truth is, no, I don't. Because he keeps saying, no, actually, I wasn't part of that. I literally have seen evidence, but again, it's neither here nor there. I actually don't care. I'm not going to mod him again. The only way I would remod Dark Side Dabbing is if he contributed a $1,000 contribution. Right now, if he drops $1,000 in gifted subs on the chat, I will moderate him right now on the stream. I'm kidding. That's a joke, by the way. That's not serious, so don't take that seriously at all. All right? Because some people will say, did you see what Phil did tonight? No, I'm lying, okay? Well, exactly. That's what he tried to do. It's hilarious because everyone says ICS, right? And what does that stand for? Iron Chef Sakai. Every single time you guys type ICS in the chat, I read it as Insane Clown Posse. I swear to God. Because ICP used to be the big thing. So you just see, when I see ICS, I think you're saying Insane Clown Posse. And I'm like, why are you talking about the Insane Clown Posse in my chat? And I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's right. That's fucking weirdo. Anyway, yeah, that's exactly what Iron Chef Sakai did. Is he was a mod, then he went crazy, decided to hate me for literally no reason. Okay, then I demodded him because of it, banned him. He apologized profusely, said he wanted to come back, so I let him back, and then he started supporting in droves, which I never asked for. He just did it. And then he kept asking to be a mod again. I kept telling him no. Like, I literally kept telling him over and over, no. It's like, dude, there's no way you can be a mod again. When you behave like that on a chat, that sets a precedent. And now people are going to say, dude, if you let that guy who acted like that on that stream a mod again, now how can we trust that moderation would ever be fair or anything on the stream? And the answer is you couldn't. That's a fair assessment that if I had allowed that to happen and he became a mod again, that actually legit would have been a really bad thing. Here we go. That's what I wanted to do. So I don't know where he got in his mind that he ever thought he was going to be a mod again, because I never told him that at all. That was all him and his weird deluded daydreams that he was going to become a mod again if he supported the stream. Like, no. So I think he legit was trying to buy his way into a modship, and that doesn't happen here. That it? Okay. Charles DeWise asked, do I think that big AAA game development cycles will go away in favor of smaller cycles in light of a game such as Clair Obscur? I don't know. I think they should. I do think, I mean, just be honest here. What's the problem today with Bethesda? Honestly, what is the problem with Bethesda? They're too big, they're too bloated, they made too much money on a few games, and now all they're focused on is pumping out more money, but they can't because their games suck. Literally, remember, there was a game dev who was working on Starfield, and Starfield came out, flopped, and then they interviewed this game because he quit. He was gone after that. And they interviewed him and said, so tell us a day in the life of developing for Starfield. Like, what was the bigger problems that you saw happen? And he said, you're not going to believe me, but just let me tell you the story of the office chair. So during development, they were designing a room. In that room, they needed a unique office chair for whatever reason. Maybe it was a unique office in the story or something, right? So they needed a special office chair. So he asked for an office chair to be designed. Okay, so is someone just going to work on it? No. You have to formally make forms and requests to get the office chair designed. You have to submit those requests. It has to go through a multi-tiered, multi-departmental approval process to get it approved. Then it has to go to the department, people who will design the chair for you. Then they have to go through the levels of producing, assigning the employees to it, doing this. So basically, you would think, I need an office chair. A small company can be like, I'll have that for you by this afternoon. Office chair is designed, you're done, you're on to your next task, right? This guy said he waited 4 months for an office chair. He couldn't do his work. He's like, I can't do my job because I'm waiting 4 months for a fucking office chair. This is insane. He's like, that's how the whole company worked. So why do you think that it takes them millions upon millions of dollars to pump out simple games? And then they suck. Like, look at Starfield. Was Starfield revolutionary in any way? No. What actually honestly was new wasn't needed. Like the whole craft your own spaceship. You never need to do it. It's actually a waste of time because the game gives you good spaceships during the course of the game for free. So why would you build your own ever? Doesn't make any sense. The whole game is a joke. But they built the game as a bureaucracy with an insane budget, with ridiculous departments, with just insane amounts of, oh, we're corporate now, instead of remembering what their job was, to make good games. They forgot that they were supposed to make good fucking games. So they came out with a piece of boring dog shit that flopped. They were really hoping that one was going to save them. Nope. And then they had Dragon Age and that tanked. So now they're fucked. Now they really, like, whatever comes out next, which I think is going to be Mass Effect, they need that to be a hit, or I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I don't foresee them. There's a skeleton. I don't foresee them surviving much longer. I think Microsoft's going to cut their legs out. They're hiding amongst my fir trees, bitch. Come here. Ha! Owned by the sun. Ha 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 ha. Take that. All right. So take a look. This is cool. We got the Umber tree. We got the insanely huge fir tree. And then we got the, man, I forgot what those are called. And then this is a special kind of oak, right? So we got all these cool trees here now. I would like to get more. I probably should cut down some saplings. I probably should cut down some saplings here. For the fir tree particularly, I'd like to get a bunch more firs if I can. This one didn't even grow yet. Another dark oak sapling. Can I get some fir tree saplings? Oh, damn, thing's so high, I can't even hit it. I gotta jump on dirt to try to get saplings down for this thing. Here we go. Oy, oy, oy. Any saplings? One. I think one so far. Ow. Just one. Just one. I want more. I want like 2 or 3 more. I want to make a nice big forest of these fir trees around my base because they kind of stand out. Eventually, I told you guys what I want to do. I want to make a tower, or maybe I want to grow a giant tree on top of my house, and then I can have like a big tree house there. Why do I stream on Kick if I know there's a bunch of trolls? Number one, it's not all trolls on Kick. I want to make that abundantly clear. It is not all trolls watching me on Kick at all. There are people who genuinely started watching me when I was with the casino and actually grew to like my content, and they've stuck around, and I appreciate that. There's also some people who just opted to start watching there instead of YouTube for various different reasons. Maybe they like the chat system more or whatever. And now, like I said, on Kick, now that I'm part of the Kick Partner Program, all right, simply getting views on a stream, I get paid some. Now, it's not a lot. I get paid very little for it, but I do make something for every view. So it's kind of neat. And it's ad-free. It's an ad-free watching experience where you're still contributing to me and my business and my content, but you don't have to watch a bunch of shitty ads, right? So, you know, that's why. And listen, I know there's a bunch of LARPers over there. I'm not dumb, but at the same time, it's literally no added work for me. It's very easy to do. I set up the co-stream. I just run it every day. It's really no added work. It is a little bit annoying that it does eat up a bunch of CPU, or I should say GPU use, because if I didn't co-stream on Kick at a different quality, because I do, on Kick you can only stream at 1080p. On YouTube you can stream at 1440p or even 4K. If I could stream at the same quality on both services, I'd have more memory freed up, and I could do more with that. Like, no lie, if Kick allowed me to stream at like 4K, I could maybe co-stream at 4K to YouTube and Kick. But they don't do that. They only allow 1080p. So I am more limited with what I can do on Kick. And, you know, it's a little annoying in that regard, but it's not the end of the world. It's just, you know, I get good money on there. I'm not going to lie. I make good money streaming on Kick. If it was all this work and just a bunch of trolling and all negativity and nothing was ever working out for it, then I wouldn't do it. Quite frankly, I wouldn't do it, but it's fine. Like wheat seeds. Okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. What am I doing? I am harvesting more trees because I want to make more of these unique trees on the side of my home. So I just did that. And now I made a whole bunch of fencing. And what we're going to do is we are going to build better fencing for the animals to keep them in the right section. So I'm going to have one corner is going to be just for sheep. One area is going to be just for pigs. One area is going to be, for each type to keep them separated so they're easy to go in there and get resources when I need them and they don't keep crowding and mixing. And what's happening is when I go in and out of my back door, they all run out and I don't want that to happen. So we got to fix that. Okay. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay. All right. But I just realized we've been playing for an hour. What an hour it's been. Let's split the part. I'll be right back with more Minecraft. Cool.